Hello, hello, hello. Top of the morning, evening, afternoon. Good evening and good night to one and all. It is Wednesday J&J show. You guys know this. We've been doing this now for a couple months. Almost a year.
Wepa!
A long time, man. Long to join right off the jump. I love it. That's good. Thank you for coming, Jordan, and I'll see you next week.
It was nice.
All right. Bye. I have a super fun topic. Are you able to see the subject?
Yeah.
You can see the subject?
Oh, you mean a movie?
No, the subject of the stream.
Huh. We're gonna talk. Well, we can dance around that subject. Sure.
Oh,
You
that's
have to be
picking
really
up.
careful.
It's now my audio is picking up your audio. It's back to that shit again. Hold on.
Oh, I thought this would fix it.
That fixes it from me to you, not you to me. Hold on. Talk again?
Test.
Nope. Hold on a second. It's back. Just give me a second. You fuck.
It's close to being a month. You would think they would fix it by now.
I want to see something. Hold on.
Good job!
Oh, Lisa, thank you so much. I want to see if... Let's try this. Say something real quick.
Test.
See, that won't pick you up, but this one will. Give me a test again.
Test.
All right, I'm gonna be like you. We're gonna look like two fucking douche nozzles wearing earbuds. Hold on. Sucks. It's like yours had the problem. Mine had the problem first, right? And then it went away. And then yours had the problem, and then it went away. And now here we are again. That's okay. All right, let me get a sound bite. Hello? What happened? Where'd he go? What the fuck? Where'd he go? What? What happened to him? What? Okay. Thank you for the donations. Thank you so much. I don't know. Hello, DK. I don't know what happened to Jorn. I think his computer just crashed. Oh, there he comes. Coming back. What happened? Hello? Hi.
Hello.
What?
I didn't touch anything, so I don't know why I got disconnected.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
But you just...
But it was never an issue.
Okay. Whatever. So are we good now?
Thanks. And It said thanks and reconnect if you want. It's like, okay, I'll reconnect. It did nothing.
Oh, that was weird. So once I changed the audio to mine, it kind of booted you out. All right, so let's talk about this. This is going to be a fun topic. It's a little early. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. For you, it is 2 p.m.?
At 3. Time changed.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't look. You look nervous. What's wrong? What's up?
This is a very. Yeah, I feel like this is also a very controversial subject to begin with.
It's
but
extremely
I classify
controversial.
it as the same as racism, which has the same solution.
I think this has got bigger repercussions because this affects all races, affects all genders, affects.
But the solution is the same.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
What's the solution? Why don't we just cut through all the bullshit?
Discuss it less.
You know, first off, I want to go on record and just say, go fuck yourself. Because that is, I mean, I put it in the title, but there's a whole message I'm about to deliver with this. Republicans, as we know it, are very die-hard. So hear me out, John. Okay, they're very die-hard pro-life. And they make it known. So you say, okay, well, what's the correlation between that and abortion? Well, Kentucky, they just lost their governor position to a Democrat. West Virginia just lost their House and their Senate. So they no longer Republicans in lead. It's now Democrats in lead. And there's only 2 spots left. So even if if Virginia ended up getting those 2 seats anyway to Republicans, Democrats would still run the House and the Senate. So here's the issue. Every time that a president speaks about abortion or a governor, people lose interest. They're going to be either pro-choice or nothing else. And every time a governor announces this, why do you think Trump, the last Republican before that was George Bush, why do you think Trump did so well? Because he did not announce his stance on abortion. It's too touchy of a subject. I know better not to touch it. And that's exactly what you need to do. You need to keep your mouth shut and not let states decide what they want to do. And the problem is, too, a lot of Republican voters don't usually leave. They're like, leave their house. They're die hard. Oh, I love this, but they don't go out and go vote. The numbers show. They don't. Your polls look great, and then when it comes to actual voting, they don't. Like you said, we should make it mandatory. I don't care if it's online. I don't care what it is. It is mandatory. But every time we lose, and when I'm saying we, I'm referring to the conservative side, is because we talk about abortion. It's the same thing with weed. All Republicans do not want weed legal in their state. Every other person in the United States wants weed legal. If you start telling people what they can and can't do with their life, you can't do that in any position, in government, in a relationship. And I think that you telling them that there's no option for abortion, you might as well just drop out of the race right now.
Yeah, but politically, there's what path can you choose that automatically translates in a win? Because if you think about it, that Trump was doing was nationalism and was trying to promote Make America Great Again, get the jobs back, try to start the economy back up.
Right, don't talk about
racist.
Right, but that's not. But don't talk about personal beliefs. When Trump did it, he talked about how good America can be, what the possibilities of it coming back to what it was. Now, it's not that. If you look at Democrats, all people care about is making weed legal. Look at your impoverished places. They're going to vote. You think they're going to vote for pro life? You tell me what you think. What do you think they're going to be like, yeah, we really care about the lives of children? No. They don't even care about their own town. What makes you think they give a shit about abortion? Regardless of what your stance is, it's one of those things that it's better off left unsaid. Just like Trump. He did not mention it. He did not care I'm not saying he didn't care. He just knew that it was too touchy of a subject and it will destroy your plans of running for president.
Yeah, will destroy a political career. But then he must have an opinion on it. There's no way.
I'm sure he
doesn't
does.
have one.
I'm sure he does. He's on it. If you were to ask me what I think Trump's mindset is, outside of being a Republican, is he's pro-choice. Whatever you want to do. But by Republican, you really can't do pro-choice. And what's odd is they're almost making it like where there's no exceptions. The guy from I think it was Kentucky. I might get the two mixed up. The guy from West Virginia or Kentucky. He said just like this. He took a moderate approach. He said 15 weeks. I think that's fair. So you got your first month, your second month to make a decision. Third month, okay, we're right past first trimester. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem as long as the child cannot survive on its own outside. The question, there's so many questions about this. What do you do about a 13-year-old, right? Say you have a child that's 13 years old and they get pregnant. God forbid. What do you say? Keep it? Make her give it up for adoption? Who's going to be responsible for that child? You are.
Yeah, the only issue, and this is personal because I'll never be a parent, so I feel like everything that I'm gonna say doesn't really include me. I don't have any ambition to be one, but I see why the Republicans would take such an extreme stance that you have to pick black or white, in the sense that you have to voice your opinion so extremely. The same for the left, because there is no in-between anymore in the political landscape. So you have to pick one extreme and go with that. I feel like there should be pro-choice, but it would have extreme stipulations because it can be an anti-conception.
You can't.
So it has to be something.
Like you just said, like you just said, it's either one or the other. I agree with the stipulations. I agree that, if it's a minor and they make that mistake, they make a slip up, they're 12 years old or 13. After 16, that's a totally different story. Obviously, if they're a hippo, that makes sense. But those brackets are very small. A lot of people just do it just because they had a mistake. I don't know if I agree with that, but we can't be that way. It's either yes or it's no. There is. Yes. Then it's yes for what? Pro-choice?
Yeah.
Pro-choice.
If
Republicans ever want to get back in office, that's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to do what Trump did and said, if it's for the greater good for you to make bigger plans, I don't understand why it's somebody else's fate anyway. When you start telling people what to do, they're not going to like you. It's just like the government saying you can't go outside with the Ronies. Nobody wanted to hear that. Stop trying to make a law. You want to keep people out, build a fence? Sure, go for it. You want to tell people that you can't get an abortion? I don't. You either have to pick against or for. And I'm going to say pro-choice. Say again?
Especially as being as conservative as they are, you're going to lose people with that stance regardless. If you're too strict, you're going to lose the more subtle Republicans. If you're not strict enough, you're going to lose the real conservative Republicans. So you're going to lose either way, some people.
But obviously the Republicans couldn't pull it through with Joe Biden. Then the sheer numbers won. Sheer numbers won. And why? Well, this time around, because it's anti-Trump. Had nothing to do with abortion. I don't know if it's fair to vilify and really scold women for having abortions. Isn't that God's job?
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree with that one.
Right. That's who are we to say no? If a doctor wants to do it and that's a profession, I don't see the issue. Yeah, I might not agree with it, but if you ever want to see a Republican back in office, you're going to need to change your ways. 62% of people say they're pro-choice.
But I also think there's a secondary problem with politics as a whole, that it hasn't. I don't think people vote for someone. I think they vote against someone. And I think that's why Trump won. Because it wasn't like people wanted Trump to begin with, because they didn't
you're
really
taking a
know.
spin on this. You're saying anti-Clinton.
Oh, yeah. And the same went for Trump when he lost. People voted for Biden, not because it was Biden. No, it just wasn't Trump. And I think
Okay.
that's true for our country as well. People
That's
vote
interesting.
against the system.
That's interesting you say that. I've never thought of it that way. So they're taking the lesser of the two evils.
Yes, that's what most people will do. That's the same thing I do. Is just, okay, this is already established. You have decennia of these parties trying to make it work in Belgium. It doesn't work. I'll pick the other one that's still on the bench. Let him play.
That's a good point, because Hillary Clinton was a whack job, bro. I mean, she is next level. I don't know where, but I don't even have time to talk about that in the stream. There's way too much. Yep, we're done. You didn't let your husband get his dick sucked by Monica. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't go into the office. I need a woman that's loose and just carefree, and you don't check that box. I'll be different than the rest of people. That is interesting you say that. That you're taking the lesser of two evils. So now the question would be, is obviously it's going to be Biden. It's going to be Trump again. And we know that Biden is pro whatever. Whatever goes in front of him, he's pro. Doesn't matter.
He's pro
I
ice cream.
have no feelings towards anything. I don't really want to talk about election. I really want to get into, that's a good point, but I really want to get into the abortion idea, because Roe v. Wade got overturned. You know what Roe v. Wade is? Basically a federal option to say, hey, you can get an abortion. And then it got overturned because three of the people that were in there were of Trump's doing. So that means they're more conservative. So that means that when something like this comes up, we're going to flip it. So Supreme Court ruled on it and said, nah, it's not good no more. Can it change? I don't know if something that has been put in the Supreme Court, that has been written in law, has gone back to the Supreme Court to get flipped. I don't think so. I don't. Obviously, states are going to do their own thing, but if the argument is a life is a life, and if the law stipulates, federal law stipulates, and that's always more superior than state law, if that stipulates that a life is a life, then you're telling me that all those states that are pro-abortion are pro-murder?
Based on the law, yes. If you're following the law.
If you're following the idea that a child inside of a womb is a life.
And we're talking conception, right?
Yes.
From the get-go.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that a child's alive. I'm sorry, I just don't. The only way I believe that is not heartbeat, is when the baby takes his first breath out of the womb. Because essentially, for lack of better terms, it is a parasite. It requires a host to live.
Yeah. The only reason why I would have strict stipulations is because in the back of my mind, I don't want to see people just taking these decisions willy-nilly. Because even though I agree with your stance that it only becomes a viable life when it's self-sufficient, which after 9 months is also not really true because you still have to care for it. It's not going out getting a job.
Sure, but that's a life.
But yeah,
there's states, Jordan. There's states that up to the day before the child's birth, you could still get it.
That's a little extreme. I don't know.
I think Jersey is one of those. It's like up to 8 months or something, or 9 months.
Or
hold on. Hold on.
I
Let me look this up. New Jersey law on abortion limits. How long? Wait, how far into pregnancy? Abortion, how far into pregnancy? I can't find anything. I mean, I can. I would have to dig really deep. I think it's up until New Jersey now allows abortion for any reason up until birth. The bill now expands in 3 devastating ways. And finally, the bill for the extent dangerous legislation. Yeah, up until birth, until the day of birth. Late term abortion in New Jersey. Here we go. The reality is that late-term abortion care may not be available in New Jersey because of laws which limit the availability of late-term abortion. Although second trimester abortions are available in New Jersey, they must be performed in an ambulatory surgical center, which encourages security. But we are ready to help for New Jersey who need a later abortion, whether a late second trimester or even a third trimester by abortion. Oh my God. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh no, there's plenty of clinics online that do it for Jersey.
For the people that are really
but even us right now saying we don't agree with it, if we were Republicans, we would not get in office. The argument is, like you said, it's extreme. It's either pro-choice or pro-life. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between. Sorry.
But I can't think of a single reason what caused you to carry it for 8 months and then 29, 30 days and then decide, oh, I'm going to have birth on a Thursday. Thursday doesn't really work for me. Let's cancel it on Wednesday. That seems too extreme for me. Why would you carry it unless there's something wrong and they found it really late?
Right.
Maybe.
And again, I agree with that, but the law, see where you said unless there's something wrong with it. The argument is that pro-choice is pro-choice, whether there's something wrong with it or whether there's something wrong with you that you don't want it.
Yeah. That's why I always went with there has to be some medical stipulations, and it can be used, and I'm going to use willy-nilly because at that point, I still believe at a certain point it already becomes a life later on.
The governor of Kentucky is the same thing. It's very moderate. But once it might be Virginia. I keep messing these two up. I think it's Virginia. It was on the ballot for 15 weeks, which is adequate. That's first, second, third month. 4 times 3 is 12. You're right in the beginning of the second trimester. It's okay. You're not going to get the position. It's over. I think that's the governor of Kentucky. That's it. Blue one.
Yeah, and that's the problem, because if you it's the same thing I've always had. I want to be moderate, but then the moderate either pulls you extreme left, and that's not what I want to be. So I'll go more conservative. If you keep pushing me, and you're going.
What are some more ideas of extreme left? What's more ideas aside from just abortion? Extreme left, bro.
Okay,
like
extreme
far left.
is really big on immigration, mass immigration to be exact.
Does anybody come in?
Everyone comes in.
All
I
right,
will
now
give
hold
you
on
a
a
house.
second.
I will give you.
Let's just
money.
compare. Let's compare. Far left immigration, everybody comes in. Everybody's
Yeah.
woke, right? That's far left.
Yeah.
Far right, on the other hand, seems a
Nobody
bit more
comes in.
extreme. No.
Over here.
Far right people die. I mean,
Oh.
look,
Uh,
you can call that whatever you want. When I'm saying extreme right, which one's worse? Extreme right. Come on. You care about people.
no, I'm gonna pick left. Not to be stubborn, but listen to how I see it from a country, and especially Belgium, that's getting overrun by illegal immigrants, increasing in just crime overall and murder. So you either choose people die that are not supposed to be in your country to begin with, you're losing numbers on those, or you bring in the illegal immigrants and they actually kill your native people to begin with. So people are gonna die left or right. The decision
Yeah,
is
but the
somewhere in
right is
middle.
more extreme, man. Look at Hitler. I mean, those are.
Oh, but you're talking about exterminating the people that were already there. I'm talking about right.
No,
now
I'm talking about
in the
extreme
political-
right. Look,
Yeah,
you
political
can't
landscape.
disagree with this extreme right, bro. We're wiping out
Yeah.
races. Like
Oh
it's
yeah, but that doesn't really exist in the political landscape nowadays. It would be closing your borders and nobody gets in.
yes.
Yeah.
On that extreme right, yes. But I'm just saying, general
Yes,
terms,
that is
what's
what-
worse? Extreme right is worse. I don't care
Yes.
what you think. Look, if you're wiping people out, I'm not saying I'm against it because I believe in God, and whatever happens here is whatever happens here. I'm just saying I'm not for it either. I just want to make that clear. But extreme right is worse. However, when you look at it, when you look at that abortion, that is the extreme. That's the way that the left looks at it, is you're murderers. I'm sorry, the right looks at it like the left are murderers. That's rich. That's rich. What about people's choice to smoke weed? I don't understand what the big deal is. Why Republicans are so against this. If you want to bring weed into your state, you like money, right? Yes. Okay. Great. Bring weed into the state. Let people smoke weed.
Yeah, and I'm one of those weirdos that really don't think it's a gateway drugs. I really don't.
It's not, bro.
You're not gonna tell me that you're gonna have.
You're not gonna go from
choice.
weed to sniffing coke.
Not on the same day. No. It's not like, oh, this was nice. Let me get a needle ready. Let's do this.
It's just, and it's so sad because you're watching the Republicans just drift away. And I'm telling you, man, you mark my words, for this next election, if they spring that on the presidents, what's your stance on abortion? Trump's got to say the same shit that he said before, but better. I'm not for it or against it. I'm not going to make any laws or sign any laws into action that neither condemn or condone it. And then that clears you of just, that issue is wiped away. You want to speak on crime? Speak on crime. You got to be careful, though, when you start speaking about crime, because you start speaking about people's areas. And if you start speaking about people's areas, and there's a lot of people that are going to vote there, like in D.C., I would tread carefully. You have to be real careful. Now, when you get in, you want to change shit, change it. They can't do nothing now. Like, he's already in. So, if people lie about what they're going to do, say again?
Is there a way to just let the states individually decide it? So let the people in that certain state vote for it, and then if you
that
don't
is
like
the way that it is
decision,
now, but technically by law they can't. Same thing with weed. Federally, it's illegal. That's why ATF, which is a federal government, can go, or DEA, and confiscate weed from, say, Colorado or wherever. You pick a state, or Oregon. It doesn't matter. they do let the states decide, but by law, the federal, you could always make something more strict, but not less strict as federal law. And if you say that abortion is illegal, and there's states that are doing it, technically breaking federal law. But who's going to go in? You going to lock everybody up in Jersey? You going to lock everybody up in New York? What's your guys' stance again in Belgium for abortion? Pro-choice. You could go get it.
Yeah, it's pro-choice. Pro-choice.
Regardless of whether it's a medical condition or whatever, it could be anything.
I don't think, but that's the weird part, because over here it's not really a discussion. It was a discussion when it came into law. Then I was a really small kid. I was like 5 or 8. That they actually dethroned the king for a couple of days because he wouldn't sign it into law, and they just
that's the law that they took him down
that's
for
the
that.
abortion law. Yep. And I wasn't motivated because
why not just let people make the vote? Say, I don't understand why a president can't do that. Yeah, you are throwing all the precedents out the window. Say, listen, here's the deal. We're going to launch a website. You got to log in with your social. You got to take a picture with your face next to the driver's license. You got 1 IP per login. You get to log in from 12 to 2. What the people of America vote for. We're going to do a tally, do a graph, like Trump says, a big piece of paper. Do a tally, do a graph, and whatever that answer is, that's the law. Unless it's like, 50-50, man, or 50-49. I'd say within a 5 percentile, okay, someone's got to step in here. Someone. But I mean everybody votes. And I'm not even talking about 18-year-olds, 16 and up. Everybody gets to vote. Now, you have no responsibility. Look, you guys spoke. Here's the law. And here's even a better side to that. All those people that spoke, when that law goes in, that higher percentile is going to vote for you. You understand? Because they know that their winning vote is going to happen because of you. Obviously, Congress would get very pissed off, but Congress doesn't have a say in shit about the people. Look at Trump. I'm not going to get into that debacle, but they don't have a say. They can't dictate who's going to win. You really think people thought Biden was going to win? I did, by the way. I have that on record. I did, by the way. Before the Dominion shit even started, I said, Biden going to take this. They're going to take this right now. Here we go. No, he's not. This is on you now. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Okay.
Yes, but I'm still not convinced of the landslide victory that it was. Doesn't really matter. He won. He did it for, well, in his head, probably 2 days, but it's almost close to 4 years. So time is tricky for Biden. It relies on his perception. So, but objectively, he hasn't been a great president for you guys.
Doesn't matter.
You can't argue.
Is he pro-choice or pro-life?
I don't think he knows.
No, I don't think he knows either. I don't think he knows what either of those words even mean. I
know he's not pro stairs. I know that.
Pro walking.
I know he's pro ice cream. I've heard him say that a couple of times. So
yeah, he likes ice cream. He goes to countries, doesn't even know countries in. We can't talk about the incompetency of the president without talking about it ain't going to matter when it comes. That sounds so uneducated. It's not going to matter when it comes down to brass tacks. I really want Trump to win. I really, really do. I just don't think he will. Still, I don't.
I don't think he's the best choice.
Well, you're running out of options. People are dropping out like potato chips.
Yeah, yeah. On the other hand, don't underestimate. People got their 4 years of a Democrat. This could also turn into the same debacle I told you before. That it now
Yeah,
becomes
choosing
not
the
a
worst.
pro-Trump vote, but an anti-Biden vote. I mean, he destroyed the economy. That alone. I mean, don't underestimate when
You
you
have to
hit people's
understand,
wallet.
though, and oh god, I can't believe this is going to come out of my mouth. In Biden's defense, it's not really his doing.
No, no, I'm not saying,
As
but he
much as
didn't
we
take
say he's
any.
incompetent, here we go. Here's a light bulb. As much as we say he's incompetent, it has to fall both ways. He's incompetent that he can't write laws, and he's incompetent that he can write laws. He's just
Yeah,
incompetent across the board. He has no say in shit. He's a fucking puppet. It's that simple. You can't say it's not Biden. It's everybody else, man.
yeah.
It's people with money.
But he's been overall he's been inactive. I think inaction is the best way to describe his 4 years. For every problem that he didn't really do anything. So inaction is also incompetence.
Who else is having audio issues? Might have to restart the stream.
Wait, and YouTube is fine.
Oh, people are moved over to. Well, I move over to the tube, guys. I got dual streams going. Unless you're dropping bits and donations, move over there. Yeah. So it's. I don't know. I mean, what other controversial subjects did it talk about presidents? Abortion, immigration, crime,
Gun laws sometimes. It's been a while since I talked about that. I thought it would jump back
I
up.
think
with,
only politics are worried about gun laws. Honestly, I've never met. Honestly, I've never seen anybody aside from politicians speak about gun laws.
Yeah. I don't think a candidate ever brought it up, especially in a debate or something. No, they're not touching that one.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. But I've never even seen a YouTube guy that says, you know, the gun laws are ridiculous here in the States. Meanwhile, he's firing his, you know, his Thompson. Don't talk to me.
Because every rational person knows that it's not the gun.
So it's crime, abortion, immigration. Not really religion. I don't know if religion. It's a talking point. I don't think it's a pivotal one.
No.
I think it's when you tell somebody what's going to happen with their life. I think that's that simple. If you had a president that went up there, and he goes on the podium, and this is what he says. Check this. Watch this. Before we get into this debate, I'm not really going to debate with a lot of you guys. I just want to put this out here. I know I got 2 minutes to speak. You guys want to smoke weed? Smoke weed. I'm mega legal for everybody. You guys want to abort babies? Go ahead. Go for it. It's on you. You want to bring immigrants in here? Let them work? I'm down for it. All I ask is that they just register their name and where they're going. That's all. And healthcare, I'm going to do my best to make the taxes stay where they're at, and we're going to find out money or print some money for everybody to get free healthcare. Guarantee you get the vote.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to say anything
even
else.
have to realize it.
The numbers don't lie. They don't lie.
Yeah, wouldn't people by now realize that you can't possibly achieve all that? Wouldn't they know? You only have 4 years to begin with. That's some
Yeah, it's when you think about it, 4 years is not enough. I mean, you're trying to
Not
make
enough.
you're trying to make some serious laws here.
A lot of red tape. Maybe pick one, like you said, pick one and run with that. Maybe give a second one as, and when I'm done with that, I'll do this. Not not promise too much, because then at the end of the 4 years, people will realize, yo, Jay promised me 5 things. He did one. What? What is this?
But that's
I'm voting
the
for
case
other
though.
one.
People go into a
Yeah.
race and they say they're going to do all this shit. And they don't do any of it anyway.
Yeah.
So even if you
People
go
are
in there
catching
saying
up.
you're pro-choice, it ain't going to matter. Just don't touch anything. Just leave it alone. Just say you forgot about it. I don't.
Maybe that's the best idea to come up with. Just wear a nice suit and smile and wave for like a minute or two. I'm so happy to be here, and that's it. And just you can't destroy your chances. Just smile and wave.
Look, I'm the person that's against everybody else here. And then the issue you have is that being a Republican, usually the GOP, who they elect that they want to run for you, is going to be the person that's pro-abortion or pro-life. I'm just telling you, it's not going to work.
That's also something I never really got, because that marketing sucks. It's not pro-choice and pro-life. You're not against life when you're pro-choice. It's pro-choice or con-choice. No choice. That's the one isn't supporting life as a whole. You're just giving an option. No option or option. That should be the discussion.
Good job!
I really don't understand that that's your biggest issue in the States right now.
Oh, it's huge.
I would
Because
think.
with it's really irritating me now, whether it was Virginia or, hold on, let me just look this up. Virginia ballot abortion. I don't know if, yeah, it's Virginia. It's because they put it on there. Yeah, Virginia. That's bad. It's because that was previously a red state. Now it'll be blue. Just because of that. Do not put it on the ballot. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I don't think it's that.
If you don't want to leave it alone, then say you're pro-choice. You cannot be pro-life and run for a Republican and get it. If those last two that just happened, Kentucky and Virginia, is proof in the pudding for you, and that's not good enough, all right. Okay.
But it's difficult to coincide with each other. To be a conservative, which automatically kind of relate to being maybe a devout Christian, or at least someone that believes in God, and then take a more modern approach and go pro-choice. It doesn't really correlate with each other well. It's almost water and fire if you think about it, because
Yeah,
if you
I can
take
agree with that.
if you go the more leftist route, like maybe you get to decide. People that are extremely against it, you will lose those votes. So
Yeah,
as
but
a
those votes,
conservative and a
honestly, a lot of
Republican-
the times though, but those votes, a lot of those Republicans don't go out and go vote. They don't.
Why
So
is that?
I don't know. The Democrats show up, the Republicans don't. I'm not speaking conspiracy. I'm talking about factual information with the Virginia and the Kentucky thing. All the polls showed the opposite. But when it came down to the voting, well,
So
you lost.
if you typecast a a Republican, I automatically think maybe some kind of skin color, hardworking, established. So maybe he doesn't have time to go out and vote. And the Democrats, at least in Belgium, I'm not going to speak for US.
There's some truth in that. There's some truth in that.
Leftists are, well, they have time to vote. That's what I'll say.
I think that's a fair assessment. I'm gonna have to agree with that. I am 100%. You got a lot of people that don't work, so they just go, oh, looks like we're gonna go vote for the guy that's paying us while we're not working.
Yeah, and wouldn't you want a more leftist view to begin with? If you're already relying on the government to give you payouts, wouldn't you want a more leftist government to begin with so the money keeps rolling? The right wings aren't going to do that. They're more strict. They're going to, why aren't you working? Well, I'm toothache. I'm sweating just by standing up. Yeah, you're not getting money. Go work. Sit down. Get an office job. I don't know what to do.
Right, and that doesn't work in today. It doesn't. And even if you got a Republican in, you can't change all that. You might change it for 4 years. You're not going to change people's laziness. You know what America needs? You know what America needs? A dictatorship.
A kick in the ass?
A dictatorship.
Oof. I think I'm
working
still
for
a fan
China,
of
right?
The first idea.
It's working for China, right?
Take away a lot of the luxury, and you don't even need a dictatorship.
Take away the luxury from the rich people?
No. In general population doesn't have to be the rich. The rich will find a way to get that luxury back regardless. That's why corruption exists. But most of the population, 99% of the population, just take away their every day. Remember 2 years ago, everyone was complaining, I couldn't get outside. Now you can go outside. I haven't seen a person in years. You have the freedom back. Where are you guys? You were.
Yeah, I saw you guys at COVID. Everybody wanted to go outside, but now that that's over, nobody wants to go outside now? We're all done. Okay. It's nice seeing you.
I remember I was still working and the bike broke down. It was an older bike. Had to get a new one. Because COVID, nobody was doing vacations or anything like that. Everyone was cooped up. The only thing you could do is spend time outside and ride your bike. I couldn't.
Wait, did you see the stream I did yesterday?
No, haven't seen it yet.
What you're talking about is exactly what I talked about. Is that during the Ronies is bicycles, exercise equipment, things for people to go outside and go do. Those profits were insane.
Yeah.
So mom and pops were doing more business in 2 months in 2020 than they did in the past 15 years.
Yeah. But they're also not prepared for the decline that's happening right now. I see it as well. During the time I was doing retail, people were investing crazy money, also doing healthier stuff, but also investing money.
You sure you didn't watch yesterday's stream?
No, swear. I haven't seen it yet.
This is literally my stream.
Coincidence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, coincidence. Yeah, there it is. Yup. Coincidence. That's it.
How else would you explain it?
Well, that's the answer. It's coincidence. That is it. That's it. Ain't got shit to do with God or science. The only saving grace that America has is each individual state has their own things and they work well. That's it. Florida has its own thing, it works well. I don't want to say California has its own thing, it works well. It has its own thing, but it ain't working well. A lot of people in California want to leave. They're leaving. So obviously it's not working. And I don't think it's a generation,
it's not working now. It's not working now. I think it will. It's just going to take a long time for the state to recuperate. Because now California has this hippy-dippy stance on most things. And
what's the wake-up call then? If you're saying that it'll change, what's the wake-up?
Money. If everyone that actually works in that state starts leaving, and they're creating jobs somewhere else. Well, now your state is bankrupt. Now what? Now you have to change your whole stance on everything because you have to track the money back. So you have to change. That's what people
How
fail to
long you
realize.
think?
You don't vote. You don't vote with an actual vote. You vote with your money.
How long you think?
10, 15 years, at least.
At least 10, 15
At
years?
least. Oh yeah,
So what? 10
to
to 30
recuperate.
years? 10 to 20? No.
No, we're
I'm
talking
saying to
15.
where they wake up like, oh shit.
Oh,
Something's gotta happen now.
5 years max. The way it's draining, 5 years max before they realize, like, yo, those payments, you gotta make some money.
Yeah, we gotta get these people back. I don't know, give a tax break, something.
The things they would do for a just brand new coffee shop to appear here.
5 years. Okay.
That's also why I'm not a fan of, and this is gonna, can't believe I'm saying, I'm not a fan of taxing the rich.
You think they should pay less taxes?
No. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of taxing them more.
Okay, so you're saying baseline tax,
Yeah.
whatever, 25%.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. And I'll explain my stance on it. I used to be, oh yeah, you're making more money, you should be taxed more. It goes back into the society and the government. I see it, if you're incompetent with this amount of money, if some person or multiple rich people are forced to give you more money, your spending attitude and your competence aren't going to change. It's
Okay.
going to be the exact same thing.
I kind of agree with you, and I kind of don't. I think you
Okay.
should tax the people more, not as much as they do, but let's just say another 5% on the top, another 6%.
General
If-
society or?
Just rich. So
Oh,
let's
just
say
rich.
everybody's at 25%. I'm just using a baseline. 25% is foundation. Once you go over 1 million, not $400,000. Once you go over 1 million, take home that you're netting, coming home $1 million. That goes up by 5%. And then that's it. You can make 20 million, 30 million, 100 million, only goes up by 5% on top. So you're at 30% cap. Why do I think that? Okay. Now, the reason why I think that is because let's just say I go to Belgium and I open up e-bike stores and I go big, I go worldwide with it. And the only place I don't touch is America. Because I'm an American citizen, I still have to pay those taxes. I think that should go away. Why? Because I'm not bringing money out of the States or into the States. I'm just by title alone is that I want to tell them that I identify as a not American while I'm overseas doing that. I don't agree with that. Now, I feel like you should not tax them more if they are in the States and they're bringing business. I feel the government would argue as well, it's the Americans that are buying stuff, right? If it wasn't for me, who else would be doing it? So I don't feel like mom and pops. Corporations, yes, another 5% off the rent.
But the 5% is agreeable. I have no problem with that. The problem
Yeah,
I
it
am
goes up
having
to
is,
like 15,
let's go to 50 or
20%.
something like that.
Yeah,
No.
it gets high. It
You were
gets high.
incompetent with this amount of money. You're going to be more incompetent with more money. That's just how it's going to work. You're not going to be suddenly more efficient at what you're doing.
Sure.
So you're going to spend all that money. By the way, opening a shop in Belgium, that starts you off at 37% tax. So I wouldn't
I think
really
that's the same in the
recommend it.
States. I think it's 37.5. I think it's 37.5. 42.3.
That's high. But what's the max?
That is the max, 42.3.
Oh no, we have you beat. That's 45%. No, 54%. To
So
be
I think
nice.
it's if you make up to 80 grand, it's 20%, and then it goes up to 22, and then at 400,000, it goes up to 35, and then anything past that, it just depends on what your gross income is. There's a lot of factors in it. How many write-offs you have, how many business. There's a lot of factors. It's not as simple as just here's a
Yeah,
number.
it's based on your income. That's what you make a year. That's what's going off of it. So 14K, that's 25%. Above that, until almost 25K, that's 40%. Between 25 and
How much do you make a
43K,
month?
1800.
That's take home.
No, that's what I get, and then I'll
What
get
do you
taxed.
take home a month?
Uh, I get 1800 on my bank account, but then after tax, I would 1650, 1700 maybe.
And do they take the taxes out of each one of your checks?
No, so there's already taxes off that, and then at the end of the year, you'll file for that, and then you have to pay more. So I'm actually close to I am in that 40.
So you make $1,800 a month.
I make less, almost close to being $10 an hour. Close.
And how much do you give me a month, roughly?
For not as much. Patreon, and then I donate when I can.
How you living?
Well, it's a lot of
I mean, I'm
cheese
trying to do the
sandwich,
math.
I'll
You
tell
give me about $50 a week on Twitch, plus your transaction fees, 50 times 4. Sometimes you'll double down. If Bree's doing Beat Saber, you give me about $600. So that gives you $1,000 for you and Sniffles to live off of.
Well, Sniffles also works, so.
You like that? You like that?
That money that I'm making?
Yeah.
Yes. No, every single day I have to remind myself to just.
What did you
Just
make in
do
your
it.
previous job?
The
The
I
one
would say
previous to this, the customer service one.
yeah. I think maybe 120 euros a month more.
That's it.
Yeah.
And at the printing place?
The printing place, I was close to 2.5. It was a lot of overtime. Then I was sometimes close to 3.5 a month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
but-
stepped down. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got back problems from that. Yeah, you got massive issues.
Well, I would say I got back problems from my mom and dad because they have bad DNA and they gave it to me. But yeah,
That's fair
that caused
enough.
bad.
That's fair enough, but regardless of how bad your DNA is, you could always fix that, right? That's not saying you
the
can't
back-
have a stronger back. Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
I don't know. Can you? I mean,
Yeah.
it's warped off. Like the bone is. I don't
It's
know.
the same thing. It's the same thing with cholesterol, or you can fix it. You just have to work harder for it.
It just most of the time it's bearable. It's when it gets cold that I really start to noticing it back again. Like now,
I can't believe you
it's-
take home $1,600 a month. How? Just out of curiosity, how much you spend on bills? Like bills,
So-
electric, air.
Electric is
heat.
500. Water is around 100, and then getting gas for the car, that's usually 200.
So basically,
a
right
month.
there, your check is gone. So that's
Oh
gone.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
My
it's
check is
wiped.
gone, bills. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what does Sniffles take home a year or a month? Same.
A month. Yeah.
So her money is basically, or whatever. Do you guys divide it up, or?
No, it's on one account.
I think you'd be shocked when you found out how much money you'd make. Bro, you'd be
I'd
my
rather not know.
employee. I'd pay you almost double than what you're getting paid.
Oh, thank you.
I was talking about this the other day with Bree. You know, you come here and you come work for me. I know that you would bust your balls. Like, I know you'd be a good worker. I know you would. I know you
yeah.
would. Plus, you don't want to let me down, being
Yeah.
friends and all. So, and I'm not going to overwork you, but man. And
I
what's
think we
crazy is
do-
you could
we
take
do
your
great.
house, sell your house, get all that money, and just buy another house here. So regardless
That's
of
always been the
however
plan.
much, that it's just so fascinating to me that the value of your house is worth so much, but the value of you is worth so little.
Yes.
You understand? Like, that's weird. That's not, those two don't go hand in hand. If you got a nice house, usually worth a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like you sell your house, you could buy a beautiful house in Florida for $400,000.
Yeah. Maybe you just set some money aside.
I don't get it.
But I saw something. And
Is that
kinda
average
reminded
though?
me-
That pay that you just said right? That's average in Belgium, $10 an hour.
I would say so. I mean, I think the average pay a month is exactly what I earn. That's the average pay. Yeah. How much is a gallon of gas? Oh, we did this before. I think it's €9.
Yeah, because you go by liter, right?
Yeah, yeah. So close to being $9.
How much
Because
is
the
a liter of
difference between
gas?
Two. €2. Close to being €2.
How many liters in a gallon?
3 or 4?
3.5, I think.
Yeah, 3.5. Close to being 4. So yeah.
$7 a gallon, basically.
Yeah. What's your price a gallon?
Well, I get 93. Where I've been going recently is $3.25. It's cheap. I remember when it used to be $7 a gallon. So, yeah, I'm good.
Ooh. Ooh. That's the thing, doesn't me and Sniffles. I don't think we really want much. It's just overall, it has taken us a long time to actually realize what we do want, and it's not this. It's the simpler things, and it's gonna sound stupid, but I don't know, man. Sunshine, just sunshine, just having a better climate. I can deal with a lot of stuff, but waking up every single day to a gray skyline and rain or cold, combined with the beautiful pay that I get, is really depressing. And so we'll take a risk. And it's only a couple of more months before we know, and I got a good feeling about it. That's all I can say.
Do you think that they did the drawing already and they have the names?
No, because they sent me
It's still open?
an email yesterday. I think yesterday that they said, "Oh, thanks for entering. It's now closed." So they stopped it.
And Sniffles
was-
got in
it's-
too, right?
Both of us
Nice.
signed up. Yeah.
Nice.
I did that.
Nice.
See, because this is the thing as well, is you're in a somewhat bipolar climate, but worse than Jersey. It's always cold and raining, so you kind of have to invest in luxury things around the house to keep you occupied, because you really can't spend time outside, but you don't really have the money for it. So you're like the streaming services. I got one. you guys have multiples.
I can't believe they just closed it. So that's it. So it was October 4th to November 8th. You got 1 month to register.
Oh, I think that's plenty of time. If you really want, it takes 5 minutes to sign up. You can do it on your phone. I mean,
You think you got it? What do you think the odds of you having it are? Give me a percent.
63% as a whole. And then in Belgium, I think I actually have 75 or maybe 80%. Because last time I checked, there was 38 people from the 50 that signed up that got it. So that's a good number.
Wait. What? There was only 38 people?
No, 50 people that signed up and 38 from Belgium that actually got in. So it's 50 people from Belgium because I think they allot.
Wait, no. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're saying that 50 people, that's it. 50.
Well, 50 people signed up. So your chances, it depends on how many people signed up.
Are you saying 50,000 or 50?
No, 50. 50.
So
people.
last year or last 2 years ago, only 50 people signed up.
Yeah.
And 38 people got it?
Yes. But keep in mind, that's the green card lottery. I know a couple of people actually that I was in contact with here that just went to the States and bought a house and went citizenship. I think a lot of people that have the financial means don't go through the green card lottery. Like I
they do it the risky way. They just come
Not
here.
the risky way. They have the money way.
So check this. If the argument is that you could, worst comes to worst, you don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
When I say the risky way, I'm talking about you sell the house, you just come here anyway on your 90-day, and then you buy a house. And
if it worked for Phil.
But the argument could also be said that if you have to invest, what was it, 800,000?
Mm-hmm.
You could essentially sell the house and then get a good lawyer and then invest that money into a business, and then you can come here, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't. That's the weird part. I've tried to start looking that up, and there's no stipulations. Like I need to invest 800K in the U.S. economy, and it needs to generate 10 new jobs. But it never said that I myself can create that business and create 10 jobs. That
Sometimes
I'm the
I
owner.
sprinkle and I
It
tinkle.
never says that anywhere in the stipulations that I can be the business owner.
In
Says-
theory, you could do that. Check this. In theory, you could do that. Thank you, Vaughn. In theory, you could do that, and then you could hire me and Bree. That's 2 right there.
Yeah, that's and then I only need 8 more. But it also never stipulates that it needs to be 10 full-time jobs. It needs to be 10 new jobs. So if I'm getting 10 part-time workers, I got it. I couldn't find it legally that there were stipulations. It needs to be 10
Do you have any
new jobs,
friends
at
that
least
could
50
lend
hours.
you a couple 100,000?
No. It's funny that you said that because most people that we were talking, me and Syphils talk about it a lot. Like, what would we do if we won? Not the green card lottery, but the actual lottery, because we're still playing every single week 2 towns. Like, probably, yeah, there's a couple of people we would just help out, and then eventually we would just take the 800K and invest in ourselves and get us there. But it's not the priority. I would still try to get it the green card way first. I think I could do a lot more with that money for others than ourselves. I would want to see us win the green card lottery first, and if we sell this and we have some extra, we could do more with it. Better stuff with it, like maybe create a job or 2.
And you here in May, right? May?
Yeah, 5th of May. Then we'll.
And then after
to
you
check it.
hear, I'm sorry to keep asking, then after you hear, how long after you hear till you can actually move?
So then there's the interview, me or Sniffles or both, because there's no stipulation if I get it that she also can't get it on her own. Then there's the interview, and based on that, every single time I tried looking it up, month, 2 months before final, and then you can actually.
So if you got approval, you did the
Yeah.
interview. Would you list
Yeah.
your house now for sale?
Oh, immediately. Yeah. There's even if I get approved and well, not the first approved. I do the interview as well. So first you get on the list, you do the interview. That goes well. That's around the time, like, oh, okay, I got this.
So you're saying by the time you come out to Wildwood, you could essentially already be living in the States.
There's a good possibility that
Because that's
a
July.
reality.
That's the first week of July. If you're saying it takes a month, so let's just say your interview's in 3 weeks from when is it? The first week of May?
Yes, that's when they put it
So it's
online.
the first week of May. Okay. And then
Kind of depends because there's no timeline in between them announcing it and when they start the interviews. I couldn't really find that. But overall,
how do
2
you know
months
you
is
won?
whatever.
Do you get like an email or
Nope, nothing. So the 5th of May, you go to the website. I got the mails from the confirmation that both of them are printed out for safekeeping, and that has a confirmation number with your number on it. You type it on the same website where you're originally listed, and then you'll know. It's like a lottery. You put in the numbers. Oh, you won. Congratulations. And then you're off to the next chapter, which are the interviews.
and they have to take people from Belgium, right? They have to take
Oh,
people
yeah.
from each country.
Yeah, a percentage. Every country has a percentage allotted of free slots. And then based on many people sign up, a percentage of those get allotted tickets in. So yeah, I think it's funny. A couple of weeks ago, I had people over that also were moving, and then I had a couple after that were coming back from the States. Like,
They
coming
they
back
went
to
on
Belgium.
vacation or they came to live
no,
here?
they came back to live here. They lived there for X amount of years and came back to Belgium.
Why?
Financial reasons.
Does that make you nervous, the financial part?
Yeah, but I don't see that in any way being different than over here. What is financial stability? I would be trading this situation for the exact same situation in the States. I would be owning my house, wouldn't be in debt, so I would have nicer climate, would be living in a better country, and I would have the same financial situation to begin with. So I'm trading one for the other with no immediate change, just upgrading really overall.
So I got this brilliant idea. I'm going to tell you, and I'll tell you offline. It's pretty brilliant. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. I came up with a solution. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for you, bro.
Me
I
too.
think you'll get it. If you're saying that
Me too.
38 people out of
Yeah.
50,
Yeah.
you're telling
think
me out of
it's
that whole
badass.
country, only 50 people wanted to leave.
Yeah, but you also, in certain regards, you have to keep in mind if you are essentially, I'm trying to find a better word than lazy. If you want the government to take care of you, there is no better country on the planet than this country. So it kind of depends on what you want out of life. If you want easy street and you want the government to help you out in any way possible, getting cheaper housing, getting you money because you can't find a job, this country has you. If you want more and you don't want to fall in the bracket, okay, so if I work more, I get even taxed more and I'm still making almost the same amount, but I just work more hours. Or like now, I have a lot of overtime, but it doesn't really pay out. I have to take up that overtime. That's why I usually still have 5 or 6 days left without my overtime that I still have to take up this year because otherwise those days expire. From my point of view, it doesn't really pay to work hard in this country. It doesn't. I could be wrong, but ever since I started working 20, 21 years, at that time, the taxes weren't as bad as now, but I would actually put in 12 to 16 hour shift and I would make 3.5, 4K sometimes. And I was truly happy. Then, okay, the back, that happened. There's no way around it. And then I dropped down, but there's no way, especially in the bracket that now I'm in, that you can make extra money. And if you do an extra job, like some Americans do, it doesn't make financial sense to put that extra time in if you're only getting that amount back. Which sucks because I'm not saying I don't have my lazy periods, but I wouldn't consider myself lazy.
You have your lazy periods, your Counter-Strike, your don't shave, use Windex on your hair.
Yeah. Well, that's more financial restraints. Gel is expensive, and screen cleaner, I get that from work. So,
nice. You could always just use water. Did you ever fix your shower?
Yeah, it's fixed.
Good, very good. That's nice.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. And what do you see for the future?
I figured out a way how to open my business with cash without taking out any loans.
I never doubted you for a second.
Yeah, well, I did.
You shouldn't. You got a nice track record.
We'll talk in Zoom. I'm gonna do a Zoom today, right after this. Because apparently because you don't have to do PC. Because some people, said that it didn't go on long enough. But it's the same fucking people that talk in the Zoom. So what does it matter if it goes on? You want us to entertain you for 4 hours? What do we get out of it?
Charge?
Yeah, right. What do we get out? What do we get out of it? Nothing. Okay.
That's why I saw the message. It was like, Jesus Christ, the timing. But I felt compelled to at least be cordial and let you know, like, I can't make it. How many people do that? Like, I got something nice to show the post on Patreon, but I can't make it. Seems like a cordial thing to do. To at least
can't make everybody happy, John.
That's true. I've experienced that not so long ago. So yes.
You want a hug?
Oh yes. Give me 16 hours. I'll come get it.
That's how long the flight is from you to me at 16.
Yeah, that's with overlay.
I looking back, coming out to Palm Coast, it's a beautiful house. But when we go more south, I keep saying to myself, I really, really wish I moved more south. Granted, you do have the hurricanes, you do have earthquakes, sinkholes. But when I see how populated other areas are, I kind of wish I moved there. But then you see lots of ghetto. In my town, you could drive 7 miles any which way. You will not run into any ghetto. But like I look at Orlando, Miami, I was like, ugh.
Oh, you like the more populated areas?
Oh, I'm coming from Edison. I like people. Yeah. I like, at the same time, nobody bothers me. Nobody bothers me out here.
Yeah, I'll pick the second one. Yeah, I like the peace and quiet. Yeah. If I ever get the urge, I can always drive to the more populated area. I wouldn't consistently want to live there. Yeah. I mean, visiting Miami would be cool, but not living there. That's the same with the city. It's nice to just go into the city. I
Well, that's
wouldn't
the
be
thing
able to
too.
live
Like
there.
I don't. We discussed this whether or not you guys have malls, like a mall
Yeah.
that you walk into that has store, not an outside mall.
Yeah.
There's no malls near me. The nearest mall is like Orlando or Jacksonville.
And how long is that of a drive?
Hour and a half, 2 hours.
Well, it's the same for me. Same for me.
Yeah, no, I used to go 5 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
Edison,
me
you go
too.
5 minutes down the road, you find anything. Transgenders, Macy's, JC Penney's, another transgender, maybe a gay,
Ooh.
grocery store. No, not here. I got grocery store, but I don't have any malls. Like a mall.
I thought you were gonna be sad about. I don't have any gays or trans.
No, that's fine. I don't mind not having any of that. I could get past that. You know,
That's good. That's good that you can live without those. That you kind of learned to live without those.
you make do. You make do.
Yes, sometimes. Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I don't mind.
No, I don't really mind it, and I don't know. I don't really like shopping to begin with. I do
Yeah,
like the
I don't
concept
go
you
to
guys
shop
have.
though. We go to like walk around and see the people, like people watch, or maybe pick up some Auntie Anne's pretzels, or I don't know, some shish kebabs or a loaded baked potato. It's just nice to be able to have those. I don't
Yeah.
have that in Florida. I have not. We were going to go to the mall yesterday or 2 days ago, but by the time we were done with everything, it was 6 o'clock. I said, now I got to get all the way back home. Yeah, it was just crunchy time, and yeah, you just don't have those. It's so weird to not be able to go to a mall, to walk around it.
Yeah. But then again, I always felt like when me and Lance were driving, and you, Lance, and you driving around, I, I always got the sense that everything that you do need is fairly close by.
Yeah, anything essential wise, yes,
Yeah.
right down the
Oh,
road.
that's the same. That's the same.
Yeah, I don't
for me.
want to be just the basic bitch. I don't want to be able to have just essentials. You know what I mean? But I still,
If you-
even if the option was still here today, I would have made better money choices. But I got it all figured out now, and I'm happy about that. So I just gotta make moves. Just gotta. I need employees. Is what I need. It's what I need, and then my problem is fixed.
Yeah, you need like an employee that's kind of a basic bitch that likes
You.
cheese sandwiches. Yeah.
You.
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone.
cucumbers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
cheese. I'll feed you till your belly busts. Just, I even buy you new jeans.
My mindset is always, and even in the place where I grew up in, it's a small village, same like this, even a little bit more populated than it had more stores. But from the get go, I learned myself to buy everything online because just couldn't find it close by. So that's always been the case. It wouldn't change anything. It just now is Amazon Prime, and I would get it the same day. Which I
Oh, so
can't
now you get
over-
Amazon Prime now? You don't have to wait 5
no,
days?
when I move.
Oh, when you move, you could get same day delivery. And they're just now launching that here in Palm Coast. Before it wasn't like that. I feel like it's because of me. But same thing with the fiber. But now there's things that I can get same day delivery, which is shocking. But that was great about Edison because when I tell you when you're on my street and you go to the end of the road, and then you make a right and then you go to the end of that road, so it's a little L. That right there is how far Amazon was at the end of that road to me. So I could order, you name it. It doesn't matter. Microwave, toaster oven, fridge. You're going to get it by 5 p.m. that day.
Yeah, I've never had that. Not even same day delivery. I've never experienced
So
that.
how long, when you order on Amazon, how long does it take for you to get it?
5 days?
Does the truck have the Amazon logo on it?
No, it's the regular Belgian Post that delivers it. We don't have
Ooh.
Amazon trucks.
Is there any Amazon warehouses in Belgium?
Not that I know of. It's got to be
In
Netherlands,
France?
closest by. France, probably. Netherlands
that's
gonna
big,
be
right?
close by.
Especially
Uh,
Paris?
Yeah, that's a huge one. But we usually order because now we get redirected to the Belgian one, which is basically another version from the Netherlands one. So I think we mostly order directly from the Netherlands.
All right. I'm going to sign off. You want to meet me at Zoom? See you over there?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to carry it
Yeah.
over there because I want to talk to you about something. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you all for watching. Thank you all for the donations. I will see you guys next Wednesday, or actually, I'll see you next Sunday. Same time, same rhyme, same channel. Same flannel.